So in terms of exams so far, compared to other years, it's obviously very different because it's all online.
So I have my first set of exams coming up in January, and I do feel a little bit stressed out. I feel nervous right now, only because I'm not really sure what to expect.
It's kind of stressful because things are piling up, especially towards the end of the term. But in terms of how I feel about how they're carried out, I think it's kind of like the best they can do, or the only thing they can do with the circumstances.
Advantages being that they're kind of open book, so whatever notes I've made, I can have them in front of me, which never was the case before.
It will be open book, which is slightly more reassuring and, more comfortable being in my home environment.
Typically, in a regular year, we'd sit down and do them for an hour, and this time we have 24 hours to do them. So obviously, personally, I'm kind of happy because it's a lot easier for the students.
So I think this open book idea is really good and is actually relevant for the future and can prepare you better for the future, as opposed to the stress of normal exams, which you can just have a bad day and mess up.
The only downside is that it doesn't prepare us as adequately for when the real exam time comes and we have to do it in an hour, because we won't be used to the time settings for doing the essays. So that could come back to haunt us.
We get the results back and feedback quite a bit later, but that's just the nature of everything being online. I think it's kind of slowed everything down.
Disadvantage is that they're gonna manipulate the questions so that you can't really just regurgitate what's in your notes. It'll be a lot harder.
I think being online this year, it is hard for the university to provide us with the same support they would have with us going in every day.
I think the best way for the university to help me with my first assessments would be to have practice exams, but they don't count towards my final score, so that I would know what to expect and how to go about answering the exam questions.
I definitely do think that having some kind of extensive revision sessions beforehand, walking us exactly through what kind of technique they'd like us to use, especially since I would imagine they would tell us that in a regular year.
I think that the most helpful support would be from my academic tutors and lecturers, and I would want a one-to-one session so that I can ask questions I want without feeling embarrassed.
I think it's even more important for lecturers and teachers to kind of help us more and guide us, especially with our exams, because it's a new format, especially in a COVID circumstance where everyone's stressed. I would just appreciate if we had more support with assessments, because they are counting towards our final grade at the end of the day.